Shalom, La Bachayariam Shal Yasha'Allah. Peace be to the Lord's elect of the nation of Israel, which the elect consists of only Israelites, particularly speaking of the 144,000 prophets called Ayashim, are all men which were chosen before the foundation of the earth, and they are the prophets, Hanabayayim, which will speak the words of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, in the holy tongue, which is the Paleo Hebrew, and will, of course, lead the nation through, of course, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to salvation, of course, through the words which is of Yahushai, which Yahweh, gave the word, or actual Yahushai is the word of the Most High. So, of course, you have a multitude, which is of men, women, and children, which are not prophets, but they, of course, are of the election, which shall receive the salvation, which will have mercy. They will have the Tawah along with the prophets, and will receive salvation from the coming destruction, which is soon upon of us, right? Which is here pretty much with the coming economic collapse, the pestilence, the race wars, famines, civil disorder, of course the apparitions, economic collapse, amongst other things, World War III, and the thermonuclear missiles hitting this place, and the invasion of Yahushai, through the Lord and cause Jesus Christ, and His angels coming to deliver His elect. Of course, to the elect I say Shalom, Shalom La Bachayarium, Shal Yasha'Allah. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who were well, Shin Yakabad La Shal Yachim, now was a Konium, now Shal Yasha'Allah. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who well. And Slakia, of course, I didn't say all praises to our power, which is Yahweh, which is a true, almighty, and powerful name of Heavenly Father in the Paleo Hebrew, and His only begotten Son's name is Yahushai, who the world even calls Jesus Christ. Bahashemi, in the name Rechad, meaning Spirit, Kodash is holy, which are uttered in the Paleo Hebrew, language that has been returned back unto the Hebrew Israelites, consisting of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans. You are the Lord's chosen people, and those Israelite foreigners who have been scattered abroad through the various nations, in whom, due to the mixing and mingling of the nation of Israel, are likened unto the speckled bird, who stick out, that may, of course, they look like the so-called Negro, Latino, and the American, but through their seed, through the way of the Father, are Israelites, and that's, of course, determined through the Spirit. Okay, you try the Spirit by the Spirit whether they are the power. It's the Spirit that bear witness that we are the children of the power. Shemiyah Mafa, my name is Mafa from the Great Millstone Plaintables Camp located here in the city of Philadelphia, Baba Ball in Babylon, which is America, coming again with another my Lamadium, the wee lesson, or little lesson, due to Rechak Kodash, the Holy Truth, or the Holy Spirit, Ma'amaf, of truth. So I have here, which you can kind of see on the screen, it says here, public toilets, sinks are installed in Kensington and were vandalized on the first day. And this here is an efforts of the city, this municipality here, to combat the uncleanliness that is happening due to a outbreak, a pestilence of the Hepatitis A in particular neighborhood, which is Kensington, which is the biggest open air drug market in the United States. It's been declared a national emergency as well, and they of course have a agenda which they're trying to accomplish due to the need of profit the Edomites, the wicked who rule over the earth currently, which the elite are Edomites, those Rothschilds, those bankers and such, banking families, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, just to name some. Due to profit and greed, they destroy neighborhoods, communities, in which here you have it, the people are in suffering due to drug addiction, substance abuse, to the point where this uncleanliness has broke out, which is prophecy to occur. It was said before by the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, written before in ancient times, and is occurring new, or the new, or now. So, without further ado, we'll get into this. It says here, the mobile trailers, part of an effort to combat the hepatitis A, are locked up overnight. You have a particular project which is called the Kensington Resilience Project, I believe it's called. And as I was mentioning, due to greed and such, there's a hidden agenda behind what they're doing in that neighborhood, which is nothing but a gentrification of that neighborhood to push out the poor and bring in, of course, more people from a demographic of our social class of urban professionals who want to live by the city, but kind of course afford it, or in the case a lot of the Edomites out of Wamium, which is the wicked, okay, they of course choose to live in these neighborhoods. They believe it has character. They believe that there's a culture with it, living within the city, despite the fact that these people come from the suburbs, and they of course grew up in these communities. And these Edomites, the wicked of them, the elite of them, that I'm speaking particularly of, they are moving out the poor because they see financial gain within these neighborhoods and building new homes, housing, apartments, various condominiums in these rundown areas which they've neglected for years. And they of course appearing to help the people, so-called people, which the people pretty much are in that neighborhood living there, have to deal with people who self-medicate, substance abuse, and they're taking these opioids. They go to this area, which is Kensington, to get these opioids to escape the pain of their miserable lives due to, of course, the wicked ruling, and of them they having, of course, temperance or any form or lacking a form of godliness to, of course, respect thy temple. These people have overrun this area to the point and where the actual people whom live there, because a lot of the people that are there, and they are even from the area, they're from different suburbs of the Philadelphia tri-state area. They'll come there and they come back. That's how powerful these opioids, which is going into the opioids or pain medications and such, primarily synthetic. They have the fentanyl, okay, they have of course the heroin and these other different drugs as well, and they're destroying the people, destroying the community, have destroyed the people to the point where, like, now they just want to push out these people, get this community for their profit. It's the new area in which they want to profit off of, these Edomites, rich Edomites, which are into real estate. And that's the true agenda, the true plan behind these various projects, the Kensington Resilience Project, such, and why they are doing these things. Which it says here that the fuss of the several public toilets and sinks have been installed in Kensington. Which this would be Kensington is in an area you call like the Badlands and such, North Philly and such. It says a move Philadelphia officials hope will stem the neighborhood's ongoing hepatitis A outbreak. Right, just to get a wee bit of background on hepatitis A, I'll look it up just to give you a definition. Hepatitis A is an infectious disease of the liver caused by the hepatovirus or HAV. In many cases, many have few or no symptoms, especially in young. Slakia. Can I get that Hebrew word down? Ayalam or Ilam. The time between infection and symptoms and who's developed them in between 2 or 6 weeks. When symptoms occur, they typically last 8 weeks, and they include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, jaundice, fever, and abdominal pain. Around 10 to 15% of people experience reoccurrence of symptoms during the last 6 months in initial infection. Acute liver failure rarely occur, and that's basically it's more commonly on the elderly. These drugs actually, when you go into the opioids that they're doing, they actually deteriorate the appearance, the countenance of these people to the point where they actually look 20, 30 years beyond their actual age and such. And it happens very rapidly. You'll have a woman or a teenager come to the age, 19 and such. She will be 19 and looking like a 40-year-old, and you just think of it going on further. Okay, these drugs are of no value. They're destruction to the people. Okay, and that's what you get with Esau. So it says here, installed on Monday, the 2 restroom chillers had hand sanitizing stations were activated on Wednesday and promptly got a warm Philly welcome. On its first day of action, the soap dispensers at Kensington Avenue and F Street was tipped over into a trash can and dented. You have, of course, Demon Shadium, but that place is overrun by wicked spirits. They, of course, they care about these things. You think that these opioid addicts care about sanitary conditions? You have it where a common block in Kensington is overrun by, of course, literally a sea of addicts, and they sleep on the ground. They do their drugs right there. They can, of course, do it right there in plain sight amongst children or whomever walking by. Okay, you have other residents who live amongst it, and a lot of their time is not, of course, prosecuted. Okay, the various laws are they prosecuted, and that's, of course, Esau Edom with his wickedness. Okay, let me start with this precept too. This is the book of Maccabees, which is in the Apocrypha, chapter 1, and starting at verse 9, and it says here, and after his death, and this speaking of Alexander the Great, all right, or what many people call Alexander the Great, which is an Edomite. And he says here, and after his death, they all put on crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after many years. And you have, of course, Alexander the Great, whom, of course, came into rulership over, of course, he ruled in the Greek Empire and such. And when you go into it, he had after his death, he had his empire, which was parted between his major generals. Okay, which you go into his 4 generals, which should be, you have your Ptolemy, you have your Cassander, your Lysimachus, And you also have, I believe, let's see, I have to check back again. I believe it's this, Cassandra, Lassimus. Let me just make sure I just check, because I want to say Seleucid, but I want to just make sure I check, because sometimes, of course, obviously the flesh kind of be, of course, play tricks on you. So get it. Give me a wee moment. Alright, so yeah, you have the Seleucid, Ptolemaic, the Ptolemies, Cassandra, and Lassimus. Alright, so going further, to this, Slakia, it says here, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So, of course, since you had the Edomites come into rulership, you had evil, of course, multiplied within the earth. Where, of course, you had Alexander the Great, which he conquered. He, of course, goes going to the Persian, Medes, that empire and such. You had, of course, due to him ruling, the wicked ruling, Hellenizing the earth, okay, with their philosophy and such, okay, which is wicked. And they, of course, push it upon the Israelites, okay, and all other nations. You have wickedness multiplied within the earth, okay. So you have things such as, which now we're pushing forward. We're in, of course, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, okay, which they're Edomites as well, who took over the actual original Japhetic people, their actual nationality, but they claim, of course, to be the original Romans, these Edomites. But going on further, actual Edomites that ruled, okay, ancient Rome. Going to some of the various Caesars and such, yeah, these are Edomites, okay. You had Jake, we of course ruled Rome too, but that's another lesson for another time. Okay, so going further in this lesson, I want to go to the next precept, which is going to be the book of Job, probably Job 13 and 8. Let's see if I can get it. Ayawab Job. So this is the book of Job 13. Isn't it 8, Slakia? (13 and 4). And it says, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Forgers of lies, right there. So, you know, when you go into a doctor, they of course are falsifiers. That doesn't mean falsify, to falsify. They're physicians of no value. Of course, the things that they prescribe to the people, they give them is near a actual cure. Okay, it actually has side effects, and many of the times it worsens the actual ailment which a person may have. You have people whom may have been injured, okay, and then they of course prescribe them these opioids, knowing that they will have a dependency on it chemically within their brain, and then that creates that dependency, which then enables these various big pharma companies to make millions upon trillions of dollars and such. And you have the people who are just basically in a zombified state. Okay, they're now of course being cured. They give these people these different pain medications and destroy them. Okay, let's go forward to the point. You have it where the people, like, I'm gonna show you we site here, the image. You have some of these different people whom were like this particular YouTube channel. You can check it. It's called ATL Vlogs, or ATG actually. Excuse me. He is a former drug addict, or recovering or rehabbed drug addict, and he is, I believe, a barber, and he does these different forms of what he calls charitable acts. Giving a dude a lineup ain't a charitable act, okay? It actually is you breaking the law, literally, giving these dudes lineups and stuff, cause you shouldn't mar the corners of thy beard. All right, making any baldness upon thy head. Now you have it where he's doing this, obviously, and many of these people think they're going to of course, basically be saved, delivered right now because of these different acts, and it's not. You gotta accept Yahweh Shem Yahshai and follow law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. Now, just going into it, just to show you, and this is K&A, this is Kensington, and Allegheny, this area, and this is a normal site which you'll see out there, which you'll see a lot of the different volunteers from different charitable organizations with a look as if they're trying to help the people, but this ain't helping these people. These people are gone, they're destroyed. It's literally the walking dead down there. Okay, see, when you go into it, you see these people all on drugs, and it literally look like demons, like manifested. Okay, waiting for it. One dude, he waiting. This dude is literally dipping out, waiting for a lineup. This is insane. This dude, half eyes can't kind of even open, and it's basically the whole environment down there is walk out. They're literally like kids on a field trip, just going, copping, hustling up, getting various drugs, doing it out in the open and dipping out, which you can see here. You're gonna see a woman. It's she look elderly, but like I said, you have these drugs destroy and age you in your appearance. Literally just they're stuck. All right. Okay, with what all their belongings in a wee cot there. Okay. I mean, it's destroyed. This place is destroyed. Kensington is destroyed. Philadelphia is destroyed. America is destroyed. Okay, it's being destructured. Okay, just so you can understand. Getting a lineup, therefore, isn't going to do any better. All right. So, you can of course check out this, this channel, this page. This is as I described, people just sitting, on the ground, and you got needle drop-off boxes. Drop off your needles, which they do, which that of course in violation of Leviticus chapter 19 and 20. You have it. that around. You have different dudes that, of course, sell clean syringes. I mean, these people don't care. I mean, this is ridiculous, oh dear. But you know, this is just some of the wee sites you can see. You know, people out there hustling and stuff, drug trap boys. Okay, that's it. You have Esau, of course, walking the beat with their little transit cops and such. Okay, and this is it. You see it? You can see here, dead, deed. You kind of see there. I mean, if I can blow it up, let me see. Try to blow it up. This is it. It's literally look, Edomites, Jakes, okay. You know, just there, out doing their drugs, out. This lady look literally dead, like she's overdosed or something. Okay. This is what you get with Esau ruling. Okay. And Esau, he wants to come with literally the solution of the problem he, of course, created, and that's wicked. Okay. Let's get the next precept. Just through the spirit. This is going to be. Let's see. We're gonna get a book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10. We're going to go down to verse 17, I believe. Man, just starting when you just start at the beginning of the precepts, real quick. I'm gonna bring this. This is Ecclesiasticus 10:1. It says, "A wise judge will instruct his people in the government of a prudent man is well ordered." Obviously, we were ruled over by a base man, okay? Esau, Edom, whom have the kingdom currently, the rulership, right? I thought right now. It says, "As a judge of the people is himself." So, of course, the people are wicked due to, of course, who are ruling, okay? Because, of course, he has gross darkness covering the people of the earth, okay? He pushing out all of these wayward philosophies outside of the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? So it says here, and I'm going to get precepts on that as well. I'll put quad in precepts. It says, "So are his officers. In what manner a man the ruler, what matter of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein." If you have the wicked ruling, you have a bunch of people that's wicked, all right? Literally. It says, "An unwise king destroyeth his people." The Edomites literally destroy their own people. Most of their people are on these different opioids, okay? They lack, of course, they didn't have, of course, a spiritual belief in their bodies, okay? So they just do drugs, okay? They don't seek the Lord at all. And you have 2/3 of our people being the Israelites. They, of course, have wandered out of the way of understanding, in the congregation of the dead. They're literally walking in the way of the heathen, and they're destroying themselves as well, following after the heathen and such. Chief heathen being Esau, Edom. It reads on, it says, "And the unwise destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them that are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. It says, "The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it to one that is profitable." He's going to give it unto Yahushua, and of course King David and the rest of the 144,000 prophets under which will be the governing body. All right. And you have, of course, the elect, 1/3, all right, are going to rule this place, the earth, Aratazah and Tazadak, you know, all righteousness and such. All right, Tazadak, all right, justly. All right, it's going to be Iwalam forever. So going down anyway, this is going to be that book of Sirach, chapter 10, said verse 17. Or actually 12. Okay, so 12, let's go to it. Give me a wee moment. That's just through the Spirit that the Lord want this work to go. It says here, it's 16 or 17. Actually, here it says, if an adversary come upon thee, and Esau Edom, just so you know, is the adversary. He is, of course, Shaitan, okay, which is, of course, what? Enemy or adversary. He is Satan upon earth, okay. You have, of course, the spiritual demon Shaitan. You have the physical counterpart Shaitan, which is, of course, Esau Edom, the wicked. It says, if adversity come upon thee, all right, if adversity, slakia, so that word is adversity, but you know, just so you can get an understanding too. If adversity come upon thee, slakia, it says, thou shalt find him there first, all right, which you people, you know, due to, of course, all of the inequality within the earth, you know, all of the wickedness that you do and have no solution, you of course turn to Esau. So it says here, thou shalt find him there first, and that's what the first thing you do is you go, the doctor, what's wrong with me? And of course he goes and prescribes you an opioid, and that leads you to what? A life of destruction. It destroys your family. Your family, of course, kind of help you, because you don't want to help yourself. Okay, you go to rehab, you relapse back into it. Okay, you hit the streets, the block. Maybe they, of course, can find you. Then you have it where just a whole cycle and a downward spiral of destruction. Okay, literally. By the time, of course, you find this person, they are either dead or in jail. Okay, or you find them in there, they literally don't look like anything living. All right, they look like a zombie. Reading on, it says, though he pretend to help thee, yet he shall undermine thee. Okay, and that's, of course, Esau. Okay, he pretends to bring you help, support, aid. All right, but he will undermine you. Okay, he says he will shake his heat and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance, his face. Okay, because you know, you have it there. Literally, the scriptures speak of how the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit, which is a pit. Obviously, this whole system is a pit, okay, into a trap. It says he will sweep with his eyes, but if he finds opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. All right, it's heavy. All right, go into that word for undermine. Undermine means to erode the base or foundation, dig or excavate from beneath. All right, to subvert, undercut, sabotage. Okay, so he tries to help you, but he's actually sabotaging thee. All right, underneath, which when you go into it, this dude, of course, has these various philosophies, okay, which are wicked. Let's go into it. This is the book of Habakkuk. And I'm going to bring out Habakkuk 2 and 15. Or I can start, let me see, 2 and 9. It says, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. Alright, Esau has, of course, everything, the fatness of, he has everything under his objection. So this is literally his house right now. Okay? It says, unto his house with his own people too. All right, house by Yath. Okay, his own people. It says that he may set his nest on high, and that it says that he may be delivered from the power of evil. All right, and Esau, you know, when you go into it, Esau doesn't, of course, put himself amongst you rescue low masses or people of a low class, Edomites. Okay, he don't live in that same community. He moves out. He lives in the best places and such. Okay, you speak of living in Bucks County and all these different, a lot of these so-called officials, they don't even live in the city. Okay, at all. All right, it says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people. Yeah, of course, the Israelites cutting us off from our heritage, okay, in which our people are in the midst of this opioid crisis as well. Okay, it says, and has sinned against thy soul. It says, for the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. And it says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, which he has did with America. Okay, he literally took this place by force from the Aboriginals, which will be the original inhabitants of America, which is so-called North American Indians, the tribes of Gad. You have, of course, the Seminole Indians, okay, tribes of Reuben, Raban, and you have, of course, the rest of Americas, which he took, Issachar, okay, so-called Mexicans. All right, so going on, it says here, and you have, of course, the West Indies, okay, but going on, they're all Israelites. So going on, it says here that, behold, it is, let me read it again. Habakkuk 2:12. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. Behold, it is not the Lord Yahweh of Tazabawath of hosts, that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. Right. In which you have people are literally laboring for nothing, pennies, nothing. Okay, with this debt-based system within it, where it's economy literally, they're pushing dollars, which they have any real true value. Okay, creating so-called money out of thin air. Okay, which these Federal Reserve notes and such. And of course, you have it $22 million, $22 trillion U.S. debt. Okay. I'm gonna read on. It says here, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Most High Yahweh, as the waters cover the sea. That's gonna be when, of course, the Lord have us ruling and such. Okay. You have it there, through us being the elect. Places being filled with much knowledge and such, okay? It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, which this drink would be other philosophy, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou may look on their nakedness, look at their sins and such. And that's, of course, what Esau Edom does. He give you these various philosophies and such, and then he laughs at you when you, of course, are out there destroyed, okay, destitute and such. Okay, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, and 7. It says, Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, which America, that's Babylon, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, her philosophies. Okay, therefore, the nations are mad. And you see all these nations, of course, are destroyed. They're mad, drunk, okay, off of feminism, democracy. Okay, you have, of course, this world literally is in wickedness due to Esau Edom ruling, okay, at the height of the hill and such, okay, top of the governments and such. All right, due, of course, America, riding upon that scarlet pearly beast made on the EU. Okay, these other nations have to, of course, be in agreement with them, or else, of course, you're going to invade, take your resources, destroy you, set up another leader, okay, which is in pockets with them. So anyway, going on, and I'm going to go back to the article. I'm just going through a lot in the spirit. It says here that they got the different restrooms and trailers. They, of course, you had this station was tipped over the first day. That was put up 15 minutes on Kensington Ave. Reads a Facebook post from an account called Junietta, which that's an Ephraimite neighborhood, so-called Puerto Rican neighborhood here in Philadelphia. New sanitizing station is being vandalized already. The pop-up parties are part of the pilot program organized by the city's managing director office. It says the program's cost is around basically $250,000. This is $2,500,000 for an installation and twice daily cleanings through the end of the year. I must note also, this particular city managing director's office, they are their combat to, of course, this opioid epidemic is sending out crews to power wash the streets, literally just soap up the streets. Okay, they literally put soap on the streets and that's it, and literally just go. And these people literally defecate on the street soon after, or during. Okay. Reading on, it says each mobile restroom trailer has 3 toilets plus sinks, and they'll be locked up each evening. I can't, of course, imagine. You have, of course, a lot of different drug addicts and such. They'll use these different toilets and such as a area where they can use without being seen. Some people do that. Okay, they don't want to be seen, and they'll just use it. As many of these different businesses here in the city have issues with, you have the public restrooms, and you have opioid addicts. They'll go in there and use their drugs, overdose in there, and kind of course, get access into it. And then, they, of course, call their fire rescue and such, to resuscitate the person, or the person could be dead. Okay? These drug addicts, they're gone. Okay? They got demons. Okay? So anyway, it says here, each mobile restroom trailer has the toilets. They have the sink, and they're locked up each evening. Okay? Here's what they have: their different locations. They got Mammoth in Kensington. They got Somerset in Kensington. And hand wash and sink on Kensington and F Street. You're gonna have basically, it seems like what I can see is a hand sanitizer dispenser, and maybe a wee bit of Mayan water in there, just to wash their hands and such, take a bird bath and such. So let's get to the actual meat and the potatoes. Meat and tortoise. And it says here, Gamble said the beat up sink is already being fixed and strapped to a nearby telephone pole to prevent further abuse. The city plans to install a third restroom. That's a waste of money. In a month. It says a battle against human poop, which is literally defecation, right? This is what brought forth for this. So it says Philadelphia health officials have sounded an alarm of a hepatitis A. This is pestilence. In July, the number of cases citywide, about 30 annually, has quadrupled in the last 2 years. Most of the people are at risk who are battling homelessness and drug addiction. These people that literally just sleep outside, okay, in Kensington. Like I said, you could definitely check out this actual YouTube page, and it shows various testimonies. They different drug addicts and such. And if you just put in on the YouTube, in the search box, put in Kensington opioids, you'll see a ton of content. You can see the activity. It's nothing but a neighborhood overrun by, as you can see, this girl, she's literally with a syringe in her hand there. Okay, they'll literally put something in front of themselves. I mean, which in Kensington it doesn't matter because they don't prosecute you. It's nothing. They literally just let this happen. But a lot of the times, I've witnessed this myself on public transport and such. You have opioid addicts. They'll just put like a hoodie over themselves, and a lot of the times they walk in pairs and such, just to look over at one another and such. For the time, they're not, of course, true friends and such. They're hurting each other, and put something in front of it just to conceal what they're doing. Of course, you inject the opioid, whatever the drug of choice is, and then just go from there. A lot of these people are then they run to the methadone clinics and such, which is another drug, which is worse. All right, so going on, you see it, she's literally just shooting up right there, okay? And that's a woman. She a monster. That's a monster, man. It's a monster. Okay? That's a monster. You just got a lot of people, they just hustling. That's it. It's nothing but a hustle. That's all it is out there and such. Okay? Dead. Through the mum. Okay, that's your Kensington. That's what your Edomites, okay, they give you. They give you these synthetic drugs, and you just got all these people just, running up, copping up, getting drugs. Hey, I got something for you. And that's it. Just a bunch of whoredom. Look, this girl here. Look, she looks like she's literally a babe. A baby or something. Looks like she's probably like 17, 19 years old. She'll look like that other girl that you seen on the ground, in a year or so. This is what you get with Esau Edom ruling, okay? Zombies. Look at this. This is what you get, okay? The Lord's gonna put this all to a end, okay? This is it. And these day girls and such, they don't care whatever way they got to get, whatever means they got to do. The prostitutes sell off their body, all right, be pimped out, go on bandos, of course, do all matters of whoredom. Bando is just basically abandoned house, a vacant home, and such. Did their drugs, sleep, whatever. Okay, this is Kensington. All right, this is just a wee look off of one wee video. It get worse. You got whole blocks that's this zombies. All right, whole blocks. All right, dude's just sitting there. See, she was there. Now she's up. Okay, and then you got the government and stuff, municipality there trying to come out. Give them hamburgers and hot dogs and such. It's just a farce. All right, let's go back to the article. It says here that last week the health department warned people that an employee at Young Malicious Donuts had contracted the infectious disease. So you have a donut shop. That's what all Philly, in the hoods and such, in the corner stores and stuff. Shops are mostly these donut shops. A lot of the different drug addicts, they congregate in front of them things. All right, so it says here, and that's where your trappers would be too. All right, to get their hustle. Our trappers just dealing with drug dealers and such. Trap, that's the slang here. So it goes on. Had contracted infectious disease, and anyone had eaten there should be tested. It says the common way the spread of disease is a contact with PIP, or basically your human waste, okay? That happens a lot among homeless communities, because they shit where they sleep, all right? It says it amazes me that there is so much human suffering in human feces, so much dog and shite. It says through this neighborhood, Kensington resident Nick Fury told Billy Penn, which is this news publication I'm using at this time for this article, but people are pooping on the street. They literally a girl will squat too and poop or piss, all right there. Pull her drawers down and just do it right there, and just pull them right up, and they wipe their arse and nothing, all right, showing their nakedness and all. Okay, I seen it with my own eyes. All right, you can of course probably look up these things on YouTube and see them. Not that you of course should, but this is the type of things that goes on. Okay, they defecate on the actual streets and such. That's how low these people have become. So people are pooping all over the street because they have no other options. All right, so let's get into precepts some more, because this is just ridiculous. I gotta come to the close of this actual lesson, so I can, basically, the spirit being turned up, basically, rebuking. So I gotta find my phone. All right, so the precept. Bring out bring out 1 Timothy 6:10. And I'm going to get Galatians 5:16. 1 Timothy chapter 6:10. It says here, for the love of money is the root of all evil, and while some have coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Yeah, so for the love, all right, of money is the root of all evil. Actually, when you love money, okay, you shouldn't, of course, love money. Money is a defense, but shouldn't you love it, all right? Point where you literally destroy yourself. You of course would say lower your moral standards, all right, to go after money and such. Or compromise it. That'd be the term, actually, the proper term, that which I want. That's ridiculous, okay, for the love of money. And that's, of course, what Esau pushed out, just in the music culture, hip-hop industry, and the media, to, of course, get a career and chase money and all this other different things. Or just be a hustler, drug dealer, and get money. Do drugs, okay? This is what in the music. So, of course, you got these people popping pills and doing drugs. Look, we girls, of course, we got they girls are already messed up, okay? I'm gonna show you let me see, where is it at? Women are prescribed more drugs than men, but always don't always take them. You have women that are already on these different drugs. Then, of course, they'll get more drugs. They'll go in the street, get fentanyl, heroin, okay? Esau is the damn devil, okay? Esau Edom is the devil, okay? Deceiver, all right? So anyway, going back. They girls love these hustlers, okay? Why they hustlers? They're nothing but whoremongers, all right, pimps, okay? Got girls on blocks in K&A just selling ours from sundown to not even sundown, just 24 hours a day, just to get it how they live. All right, so it says here, 1 Timothy 6:11, it says, but thou, O man of power, flee these things and follow after Tazadakim, our righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience. With love is keeping the commandments. That was Satan that did that noise out there. It says patience, suffering, meekness. All right. Let's say get another scripture, which is going to be the book of Galatians. What is that? I mentioned 6 or 5 actually. Galatians 5. You're supposed to, of course, keep your temple clean. Okay, it's your body. So it's just Galatians chapter 5:16. It reads here. It says, "This I say then, walk in the Ruach, the Spirit. Walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." Yeah, of course. Many people thinking, "Oh, I'm depressed," just being so in their flesh and not turning to Yahweh Shem Shai, the true Lord. You Israelites, okay? You of course walking after Esau, who's a carnal man. He doesn't believe in the Lord. Doesn't he, of course, acknowledge the Lord? Okay, the Lord he acknowledges Satan, which that's his power. Okay, you have to walk in the Spirit, so of course, fulfill the lusts. All right, the different desires, the wicked desires of the flesh. All right, things that are okay, lawful, or actually tama, or unclean. Tama is unclean in Hebrew. All right. It says, "For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would." Okay, so obviously you have that spiritual battle, the flesh versus the spirit. Okay, the spirit is going to do things that's profitable to itself. The flesh is going to do what it wants, which is carnal. Okay, it's not going to do the things which are pleasing unto the power. That's why you got to walk and live in the actual spirit. Okay, it says, but if ye be led in the spirit, ye are not under the law. All right, it says, now the works of the flesh are manifest. These are the works of the flesh. These are the works of the flesh. All right, the deeds of the flesh. Right, it says, which are these? Adultery. All right, you have, of course, adultery. When a woman sleeps with another man who is not her husband, and you have it us. We are, of course, the Lord's people, the Israelites, and we, of course, take upon other philosophies and worship other gods. Okay, that, of course, would be spiritually adultery. All right, it says fornication, same thing. Okay, it says uncleanliness and lasciviousness. Okay, so there's a work of the flesh of cleanliness. All right, when you kind of course know in your own mind to use a bathroom. A lot of people have families and such, they're forsaking them, leave them off. Okay, just for their drugs, just to, of course, feel a high, to fill a void which can't be filled. Okay, you can't, of course, fill the void. You're supposed to have Yahweh Shem Shai within you and your spirit dwelling. Alright, so anyway, you want to fill it with a drug and feel numb. This is crazy, to escape what Esau has for you, which is a world of darkness. Alright, it says idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, and heresies. Okay, envy and murders, drunkenness, right there. Now, you women supposed to be sober, you men supposed to be sober, not nay drunk. Okay, it says revelings, okay, and such like, right? When you go reveling, that's basically, you go into it. It got komos, which means a carousal, right? Which is a riotous possession of half drunken and frolic some fellows who, after supper, parade through the streets with torches and music and honor Bacchus, which is Satan, or which is another false god, right? Or some other deity, and right, which you see your riotous, you going reveling when you going out in the streets of Kensington, all right, drunken, just to find a lot of people, you're what do you call that? Dope sick, going to find the next high, all right. That you reveling. Okay, it says here, and sing and play before houses, male and female friends, hence generally feasts and drinking parties that are projected till late night and indulge in revelry. Because of Esau Edom with this YOLO lifestyle and such, he of course had people ill orders of the day doing this things. All right, so anyway, it says like of he which I tell you before, as I have told you in times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the power. So you ain't going to inherit the kingdom of power. You'll be a part of that second death. Okay, that's what you'll come a part of, that nuclear lock of fire, the lake of fire. Okay, doing their things, abusing your body, defiling thy temple and such. Okay, and you have it like, in prophecy, which I believe I was going to go into that Matthew 24. This is Matthew 24, and (7). It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, you have, of course, pestilence, which we're speaking of, the outbreak of the Hepatitis A. That's a pestilence, and it of course, isn't it being really combated in proper fashion? Okay, pestilence, a plague, pest, disease, figuratively, okay, or literally a disease. Okay, right there, literally a disease. So we're living in the last time. Okay, so And with that, I'm just going to close out. Of course, we'll leave links in the description box, of this stuff, some of the different day things that I brought out as sources of information for you to see and enlighten yourself on these things, just so you can get a better picture. Esau set all this up, doing wickedness. All right, he's claiming to battle this, but really, he's really the one that's making this, bringing this to be. Okay, so that I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shem, Shabbat, Shem, Kakadash, and double honor to and powers of that great millstone. Shalom, Tiglat, Shalom.